This is TWiT.
Computers are folding like phones, yeah. But a lot of the folding phones we saw won't be sold, right?
Yeah.
Samsung is rumored on February 11th to be doing a new Samsung Galaxy Fold, but it's going to be called the Flip. It'll be more like the Moto Razr.
Hello, Moto.
Yeah.
These make so my colleagues and I were talking a lot about this last week, and we think these things make a little more sense as tablets and even computers than they do on phones. Phones is, the Galaxy Fold was really about a phone that folded into a small tablet, at its core, right? Mm-hmm. But when you take this, the interesting thing about this is this horseshoe bend, which is the reference design that Intel
I'm told that Intel wouldn't let you bend it, though. Right?
Like it's still very prototype.
They said don't touch it.
It's bendable, just don't bend it.
Yeah, you see it bent here, but don't unbend it or rebend it.
We went down to Santa Clara before CES, and we bent it a little bit, so it's usable. It's still early days.
The folding phones I looked up close at all had little crinkles.
Yeah,
it was not. It's not a screen that I would want.
Is there a big advantage to having that bendable screen versus having a half-inch gap?
Yeah, just two screens.
Right, because
like the Duo.
The Duo is probably the best looking
makes
example.
a very nice one with a screen on the top and a small one at the bottom of the keyboard.
Yeah.
And you have no reliability problems there.
I think it's the versatility of it, because what you can do, and I think you're going to see some of these where they just make two screens on each side and you don't have to worry about the bend. What's cool about the one that bends, and I do think it's the future, even though if it might be a few years away, is when you fold it all the way out, it has a little kickstand, and it's essentially either a 17-inch tablet or an all-in-one computer, right? You just hit the kickstand, set it down. If you have a mouse and keyboard, then you're right there. You can use that as your sort of all-in-one, right? Imagine that when you're your hotel room. That's much nicer than being on a laptop, is having more like a desktop. And then the keyboard is like magnetically sealed, so the keyboard can snap to the bottom of the screen if you want to use not a virtual keyboard but a physical keyboard. So some of these things are just a really interesting idea on rethinking the sort of the usable concept of a computer.
Yeah,
and
I commend them for that. It's important. We shouldn't just say, well, this is what a computer looks like for now and forever. We should start looking at new things.
The foldable tech is fine and dandy, but you still need some horsepower if it's just going to be, if it's not going to be just a Netflix
because you do photography. But not everybody needs that. Mary Jo Foley uses Notepad to write her articles. She doesn't need horsepower.
Right.
So I think what this recognizes is there are a variety of users. You need that big MSI with a NVIDIA RTX GPU and an i7. Awesome. You need all of that. You need a muscle machine, but not everybody does.
No, we don't. But at $2,000, I should have that horsepower.
Well, that's true.
They are aiming this to be a high-spec Aunt Pruitt kind of machine.
Really?
At least to start. Yeah, it's imagined as a very high-spec machine. I think with discrete graphics, don't quote me on that, but maybe they haven't said specifically. But what they were saying is they're envisioning this as a high productivity kind of machine.
Partly that's because these bendable screens, at least now, are expensive, right? The Fold is $2,000 just by itself. The Galaxy
it's
Fold.
fair. You make one of these, you're gonna go for that sort of smaller part of the market that it upgrades more often and will pay for power.
Yeah.
Most of us, if we're spending $2,000 on a system, we want it to be able to be our primary.
Right.
We really do.
Yeah.
Yep.